You know that feeling when you wake up at 3 in the morning and your mind just won't stop racing? Maybe you're thinking about tomorrow's doctor's appointment, or replaying a conversation from yesterday, or simply lying there wondering why sleep doesn't come as easily as it used to. If you're over 60, you're not alone in this struggle. In fact, more than half of adults over 60 report having trouble sleeping on a regular basis. But here's what most people don't realize. The solution isn't found in a bottle of sleeping pills, or even in those expensive mattresses that promise you the sleep of your dreams. The one thing that truly makes a difference is something far simpler, far more natural, and completely within your control. And by the end of this conversation, you'll understand exactly what it is and how to use it starting tonight. First, let's talk about why sleep changes as we age. Your body isn't broken. It's actually doing exactly what it's supposed to do. As we get older, our circadian rhythm, that internal clock that tells us when to sleep and when to wake, naturally shifts. The suprachiasmatic nucleus in your brain, which controls this rhythm, starts to deteriorate slightly with age. This means the signals it sends become less precise, less powerful. Think of it like an old radio that doesn't quite tune into the station as clearly as it once did. You're still getting the signal, but there's more static, more interference. That's why you might find yourself getting sleepy earlier in the evening, around 7 or 8, and then waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning, even though you don't feel fully rested. On top of this, your body produces less melatonin as you age. Melatonin is that hormone that makes you feel drowsy and helps you fall asleep. A 20-year-old might produce abundant melatonin when darkness falls. But by 60, your pineal gland is producing only a fraction of what it once did. It's not that your body has forgotten how to make melatonin. It's that the machinery has slowed down. And there's more. Your sleep architecture changes. You spend less time in deep sleep, that restorative stage where your body does most of its repair work. Instead, you spend more time in lighter stages of sleep, where you're more easily disturbed by sounds, temperature changes, or even your own thoughts. You might sleep for 7 hours, but wake up feeling like you only got 5. Add to this the fact that many people over 60 are dealing with chronic conditions, arthritis pain that flares up at night, the need to use the bathroom more frequently, medications that interfere with sleep, or sleep apnea that disrupts breathing patterns. It's a wonder anyone sleeps well at all. So what's the one thing that helps? It's not what the supplement companies want you to buy. It's not what the pharmaceutical industry is selling. The one thing that makes the biggest difference in sleep quality after 60 is remarkably simple. It's light exposure. Specifically, bright light exposure in the morning and darkness in the evening. I know what you might be thinking. Light? That's it? But stay with me, because the science behind this is fascinating and the results are remarkable. Your circadian rhythm is primarily controlled by light. When bright light hits your eyes in the morning, it sends a signal to your suprachiasmatic nucleus that says, "This is daytime. This is when we should be awake and alert." This signal triggers a cascade of hormones and neurotransmitters. Your cortisol levels rise, giving you energy. Your body temperature increases slightly. Your metabolism kicks into gear. But here's the crucial part. That morning light exposure doesn't just wake you up. It also sets a timer for sleep. About 14 to 16 hours after that bright light exposure, your pineal gland starts producing melatonin. The brighter and more consistent your morning light exposure, the stronger and more reliable this timer becomes. This is where most people over 60 are making a critical mistake without even realizing it. As we age, we tend to spend more time indoors. Maybe you're retired and don't have a morning commute anymore. Maybe the weather is less appealing for morning walks. Maybe you've just developed indoor habits, reading the paper at the kitchen table, watching the morning news from the couch. Even if you're sitting by a window, indoor light is typically only 100 to 500 lux. That's the unit we use to measure light intensity. Meanwhile, even on a cloudy day, outdoor light is 10,000 lux or more. On a sunny day, it can be 100,000 lux. Your brain needs that bright outdoor light to properly set your circadian rhythm. Think about our ancestors. They woke up with the sun, spent their days outside, and went to sleep when it got dark. Their circadian rhythms were perfectly synchronized with the natural light-dark cycle. Now we wake up in dimly lit bedrooms, spend our days under artificial lights that are far dimmer than sunlight, and then expose ourselves to bright screens right before bed. We've completely confused our internal clocks. So here's what you need to do. Within 30 minutes of waking up, get outside and expose your eyes to natural light for at least 10 to 15 minutes. You don't need to stare at the sun. In fact, please don't. Just be outside. Go for a walk. Sit on your porch with your morning coffee. Tend to your garden. The key is to get that bright natural light into your eyes. If you wear sunglasses, take them off for this morning light exposure. Your eyes need to receive the full spectrum of natural light. If you wear regular glasses, that's fine. They don't block the wavelengths that matter for circadian rhythm regulation. On cloudy or rainy days, it still works. You're still getting far more light than you would indoors. In winter months, when the sun rises later, you might need to spend a bit more time outside, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. If you live in a place with very limited winter daylight, you might consider a light therapy box that provides 10,000 lux. Use it for 20 to 30 minutes in the morning while you have breakfast or read. But morning light is only half of the equation. The other half is darkness at night. This is where modern life really sabotages our sleep. We're exposed to artificial light well into the evening, and not just any light, but blue light from screens, LED bulbs, and electronic devices. Blue light is particularly disruptive because it's the wavelength that most strongly suppresses melatonin production. When you're watching television or scrolling on your phone or tablet before bed, you're essentially telling your brain that it's still daytime. Your melatonin production gets delayed or reduced, and even when you do finally fall asleep, the quality of that sleep is compromised. Here's what makes a difference. About 2 to 3 hours before your desired bedtime, start dimming the lights in your home. Use warm-toned, lower wattage bulbs in the evening. If you're going to use screens, use blue light filtering apps or wear blue light blocking glasses. Better yet, put the screens away entirely and read a physical book. Listen to music or have a conversation. Make your bedroom as dark as possible. I mean really dark. If you can see your hand in front of your face, it's not dark enough. Use blackout curtains or an eye mask. Cover any LED lights from alarm clocks or other devices. Even small amounts of light can disrupt your sleep quality, especially as you age and your eyes become more sensitive to light at night. Keep your bedroom cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. As your body prepares for sleep, your core temperature drops slightly. A cool room facilitates this natural process. Many people over 60 keep their homes too warm at night, which actually makes it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Now, you might be wondering how long it takes for this light exposure strategy to work. Some people notice improvements within just a few days. They fall asleep more easily, wake up less during the night, and feel more refreshed in the morning. For others, it might take 2 to 3 weeks for the circadian rhythm to fully reset. The key is consistency. Your body thrives on routine. Try to get your morning light exposure at roughly the same time each day, even on weekends. Go to bed and wake up at the same times. Your circadian rhythm loves predictability. I've seen people transform their sleep completely with this approach. One woman told me she'd been taking sleeping pills for 15 years. Within a month of starting morning light walks and dimming lights in the evening, she was sleeping through the night without medication. A man in his late 60s who'd been waking up at 3 a.m. every night for years found that consistent morning light exposure helped him sleep until 6 a.m., giving him the rest he desperately needed. There are other benefits too. Morning light exposure has been shown to improve mood, reduce symptoms of depression, increase energy levels during the day, and even help with conditions like seasonal affective disorder. It's one of the most powerful, natural interventions we have for overall health and well-being. Of course, light exposure isn't a magic cure-all. If you have sleep apnea, you still need to address that with your doctor. If you're on medications that interfere with sleep, talk to your healthcare provider about possible alternatives or timing adjustments. If pain is keeping you awake, that needs to be managed too. So starting tomorrow morning, make it a priority. Set your alarm 30 minutes earlier if you need to. Step outside. Feel the morning air on your face. Let the natural light reset your internal clock. Then, as evening approaches, begin your wind-down routine. Dim the lights. Put away the screens. Give your body the signal that sleep is coming. Your body knows how to sleep. It's done it successfully for decades. It just needs the right signals, the right environment, the right rhythm. Give it those things, and you might be surprised at how well you sleep, even after 60. The one thing that helps isn't complicated or expensive. It's simply working with your biology instead of against it. It's light in the morning and darkness at night. That's the foundation of great sleep at any age.